John, thank you. John Sopel there at the White House. Now, the family of Shamima Begum, the British teenager who joined the Islamic State group in Syria, say she should be allowed to come home to Britain. In a statement tonight, they said they'd lost hope of ever seeing her again, and as a British citizen, she has every expectation to be returned to the UK. But the Home Secretary, Sajid Javid, has suggested he may prevent those who've joined IS from ever coming home on national security grounds. Our Home Affairs correspondent, Daniel Sanford, has the latest.
Inside the Al-Hawl camp in northern Syria, the women and children fleeing the fighting in one of the last strongholds of the Islamic State group. This is where the former Bethnal Green schoolgirl Shamima Begum is. Her family had lost all hope of seeing her again, and tonight in a statement they asked the British government to help them to return her along with her unborn baby. As a British citizen, they said, Shamima has every expectation to be returned to the UK and be dealt with under the British justice system. Shamima's child, who will also be British, has every right as a total innocent to have the chance to grow up in the peace and security of this home. They said they would welcome the police investigating her, something that is inevitable if she returns.
We have to be clear that people who leave this country to support that regime are people who, if they do return, have to answer for their actions.
Some 850 people left the UK to join IS and around half have already come back. Today, Alex Younger, the head of the Secret Intelligence Service MI6, warned that at least some returnees will pose a risk. Experience tells us that once someone has put themselves in that sort of position, they are likely to have acquired the skills and connections that make them potentially very dangerous. The Home Secretary said this morning that he would prevent people involved in terrorist organisations returning to Britain. But what does that mean for Shamima Begum, who left the UK as a schoolgirl? Could she have her citizenship taken away?
If she doesn't have another nationality, as I believe to be the case, then it is morally unacceptable to refuse her entry, as well as legally unacceptable, because otherwise she would be stateless, and no person in the world can be stateless under the law.
Her family said they were shocked to hear her say she didn't regret going to IS. They explain it by suggesting she was groomed at the age of 15 and might have been wary of what she was saying in a camp surrounded by IS sympathisers. And Rashad Ali, who is an expert in deradicalisation, says IS supporters can be turned round.
We know in the UK we have worked over the last 10 years with fairly hard-line violent extremists who have renounced their ideology, have remorse for their actions, and have taken part actually in helping others move away from extremist tendencies and violent ideologies.
The Kurdish Red Crescent says there are around 1,000 new arrivals at Al-Hawl just this morning. Decisions will have to be made soon about what to do with the British IS supporters among them. Daniel Sanford, BBC News.